Someone cut in front of me at a London bus stop, and I genuinely considered it a crime against civilization. Meanwhile, I watched an entire crowd in Cairo surge toward a ticket counter like a rugby match, and everyone seemed perfectly fine. Turns out queuing isn't universal, it's tribal. Let's unpack this. Right, we need to talk about something the British hold sacred.
Let me guess. Queuing?
I'm entirely serious. The queue is civilization. It's order. It's what separates us from chaos.
That's dramatic.
Cutting the queue is a moral failing.
More than, say, actual crimes?
Yes,
Matthew, you can't mean that.
I absolutely do. Thieves can be rehabilitated. Queue cutters, irredeemable.
This is already amazing.
This is serious.
Okay. Tell me about this bus stop incident. What happened?
Right, so I'm at a bus stop in Camden. Been there for about 10 minutes. There's a clear line of about 6 people, all properly spaced, all patiently waiting.
As one does.
This man looked like a tourist, couldn't quite place the accent, just walks up and stands at the front. Not in the line, at the front.
Oh no.
Everyone froze. Like, you could feel the collective British outrage radiating off the queue. Pure, silent fury.
Silent?
Of course silent. We're not savages. We don't yell. We just stare with tremendous judgment.
Did anyone say anything?
Eventually, yes. An older woman, bless her, cleared her throat very pointedly and said, "Excuse me, there's a queue."
What did he do?
Looked genuinely confused. Said something like, "Oh, I didn't see a line." Which was absurd because we were literally standing there in formation.
Maybe he was from a culture that doesn't queue?
Then he should learn. When in Britain, you queue.
Cultural imperialism about waiting in line?
It's not imperialism. It's basic decency.
This is why we need this podcast.
Someone needs to defend civilization.
Quick pause before Matthew declares war on behalf of queues. Thanks to everyone suggesting topics.
Yes, keep them coming.
What should we explore next?
Preferably in an orderly fashion, obviously.
Okay, so let's actually explore this. Why do the British care so much about queuing?
Because it's about fairness. First come, first served. It's democratic.
Democratic?
Everyone waits their turn. Doesn't matter if you're rich, important, in a hurry, everyone waits. No one gets special treatment.
So it's a moral issue, not just a practical one.
Absolutely. When someone cuts the queue, they're saying, "I'm more important than you."
That's actually really profound. It's about equality.
Exactly. The queue is one of the few places in society where everyone is genuinely equal.
No wonder it feels like such a violation when someone disrupts it.
Right. It's not just rude, it's fundamentally un-British.
So what typically happens when someone cuts, beyond silent staring?
Passive-aggressive commentary. Loud sighing. Sometimes a pointed, "Excuse me, the queue starts back there."
But no physical confrontation.
Good God, no! We're civilized.
Just very judgmental, civilized people.
Precisely.
Tell me about Cairo. You mentioned watching people surge toward a ticket counter.
That was eye-opening. I was there for work, needed to buy train tickets.
And?
I walked up to the station and saw this mass of people around the ticket windows. No line, no organisation, just a crowd.
How did you react?
I panicked. My brain literally couldn't process what I was seeing. I kept looking for the queue, thinking I must be missing it somehow.
But there wasn't one.
There wasn't one. Just people pushing forward, asserting their presence, somehow getting served in what seemed like complete chaos.
What did you do?
I stood politely at the edge of the crowd for about 15 minutes, waiting for someone to notice I was there.
Oh no.
Nobody noticed! Because I wasn't participating in the system. I was trying to queue in a place where queuing doesn't exist.
How did you finally get tickets?
A kind local saw me looking completely lost and explained that I needed to push forward, actually physically move into the crowd and make my presence known.
And did you?
It went against every instinct I had, but yes. Felt like I was being incredibly rude the whole time, but that's just how it works there.
So it's not chaos. It's just a different system.
I suppose so, though it still feels like chaos to me.
But did it work? Did you get your tickets?
Eventually, yes. And I noticed that the locals didn't seem stressed or angry about it. It was just normal. They were participating in the cultural norm.
So what you saw as a breakdown of social order was just a different kind of social order.
I suppose that's accurate.
Progress!
Doesn't mean I have to like it.
What about other countries? Does everyone queue like the British?
Some do, but with different intensity. Germans queue quite orderly, though it's more about efficiency than morality.
What's the difference?
Brits queue because it's right. Germans queue because it works. Same behaviour, different motivation. One's ethics, one's engineering.
Exactly. Right. Americans queue, but it's more flexible.
What does that mean?
It means you'll wait your turn. But if there's an opportunity to move faster, you'll take it. We're strategic.
You're opportunistic.
We're efficient.
You're queue jumpers.
We're adaptable. What about places that don't queue at all? Like your Cairo experience.
It's more common than you'd think. Parts of India, the Middle East, Latin America, queuing isn't standard.
So how does anyone know who's next?
It's about presence and persistence. You stay near the front, you assert yourself, you move when there's an opening.
Doesn't that favor aggressive people?
It can, which is actually why queuing systems exist in some cultures. They protect less assertive people.
So the queue creates fairness for everyone, not just order.
Exactly. It levels the playing field.
That's actually really important.
It is, but other systems work too. They're just optimized for different values.
Like what?
In non-queuing cultures, the value is often self-advocacy and adaptability. You're expected to assert yourself, whereas in queuing cultures, the value is patience and collective fairness.
Right. Neither is wrong, just different priorities.
Do I still prefer queues?
We know.
What about Japan? They're so orderly. They must have amazing queue culture. Oh, Japanese queuing is next level. They have queues for everything, and everyone follows them perfectly. Tell me more.
They'll have marked lines on train platforms showing exactly where to stand. Everyone queues up at those marks and boards in order. No pushing, no cutting.
That sounds lovely.
But it's not just about fairness, it's about harmony, not causing trouble for others, maintaining group order.
So it's less everyone gets their turn and more everyone maintains order.
Both, maybe. But the harmony aspect is huge. Cutting a queue disturbs the collective peace.
What happens if someone does cut?
I don't think it happens often, but if it did, intense silent judgment. Maybe someone politely indicating where the line starts. No confrontation, though. That would disturb the harmony even more.
So they just mentally note your failure forever.
Pretty much. I had a Japanese colleague in New York who was shocked by how we handle queuing.
What happened?
We were at a coffee shop together during morning rush. You know how New York coffee shops are, kind of organized chaos. There's technically a line, but people are also calling out orders, reaching around each other for sugar and straws.
Very New York.
She was visibly stressed, kept asking me, is there a line? Where should I stand? Is that person cutting?
Culture shock.
Totally. I tried to explain that there is a line, it's just more fluid than she was used to. She was not convinced.
Did she adapt?
Eventually. But she told me later that New York coffee shops felt like organized chaos to her, which is actually a perfect description. Americans do love our organized chaos.
It's barely organized.
It works!
Define works.
Everyone gets coffee eventually.
A low bar.
What about airports? That's where queuing gets really contentious.
Oh, God. Airport security lines. Different countries, different systems, total chaos. And everyone's stressed and in a hurry, which makes it worse.
Americans do the whole shoe removal, laptop extraction dance while complaining about it the entire time.
While complaining?
Always. This is security theater. Why do I have to take off my shoes? Every single time.
But you do it anyway.
Yes, because we don't want to miss our flights. What about boarding planes? That's supposed to be organized, but it's always messy.
Boarding is universally terrible. They call zones, but everyone crowds the gate anyway. Why do people do that? Your seat is assigned.
Overhead bin anxiety, fear of checking bags, FOMO. What if there's no room for my bag?
Then you check it, like a normal person.
But that takes time.
So does blocking the aisle while you wrestle your oversized bag into a tiny space.
You're very passionate about this.
Efficiency matters.
We've established that. What about professional situations? Do queuing norms matter there?
Oh, absolutely. I've seen business deals nearly fall apart over queuing behaviour.
Really?
There was this networking event, international conference, and we had this buffet lunch set up. British attendees lined up properly. German attendees also queued orderly.
So far, so good.
American and Middle Eastern attendees sort of swarmed the buffet. Not rudely, just more assertively, going where there were gaps, not waiting in a strict line.
And the British attendees?
Was silently furious. I overheard multiple people making comments about lack of professionalism and poor manners.
But they were just following their cultural norms.
Exactly. But because queuing has such moral weight in British culture, the violation felt personal.
So people were being judged for their character based on how they approached a buffet.
Unfortunately, yes. And it affected how they were perceived in later business discussions.
That's actually kind of serious.
It is. First impressions matter. And if you unknowingly violate a deeply held cultural norm, you might not get a second chance.
What's the solution then? How do you navigate queuing across cultures?
Pay attention. Watch what locals do. If you see a clear line, join it. If you see a crowd, you might need to participate differently.
And don't judge people for following their cultural norms, even if they seem wrong to you.
Even if they're not queuing.
Even then.
Fine.
And if you're somewhere with strict queuing rules, follow them, especially in Britain.
Especially in Britain. Queue jumping here is social suicide.
We get it. Queues are sacred.
They are.
Character consistency. Any final wisdom on this?
Queuing, or not queuing, reveals what a culture values. Order versus adaptability. Individual patience versus collective assertion. And neither is wrong, just different. Though queuing is more civilized.
Matthew!
What? I can acknowledge other systems exist while still preferring mine.
Fair enough.
Thanks for joining us on the Etiquette Enigma.
Remember, queuing is cultural, not universal. So watch, adapt, and give people grace when they're following different rules.
Unless you're in Britain, then queue properly or face silent judgment forever. Forever!
There it is!